can ya? What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Who would have guessed in less than 1 year's time that catchphrase, that moment would spawn a t-shirt, an actual bottle of bubbly, be memed and trending on Twitter, and this Ringside Collectibles exclusive figure. For today I have from Jazzwares / Wicked Cool Toys, the Ringside Collectibles exclusive AEW, a little bit of the bubbly, Chris Jericho figure. Not only is this my first ever review of an AEW figure, but it's the very first AEW figure to be released. This is being released before the first wave of Unrivaled figures from Jazzwares, which is coming out in August and September. I'm so glad I pre-ordered this figure. As of the recording of this review, the little bit of the bubbly figures are on back order till early September. So if you still want it, pre-order it now so you get it in September. But enough of my ramblings. Let's take a closer look at this really awesome exclusive packaging. Nothing on the top, but on the front we have a bottle of the bubbly. On top here, this gold foil. It has the AEW logo on it, and around it we have little drops of gold flakes, which are pretty nice. The bottle itself looks like a bottle, but it's plastic. It's not glass or anything. We have the little bit of the bubbly logo. On this side, the AEW logo with some gold foil for the Elite and E. Same thing on the side. 11 pieces. The Wicked Cool Toys logo, barcode in case you need to see it, and other stuff. And on the back, Chris Jericho's autograph, Le Champion, in gold. Speaking of gold, there's Chris Jericho's side profile holding the AEW gold. And right here is the Ringside Collectibles exclusive logo, meaning you can only get this at Ringside Collectibles. And there's the AEW logo again, and warnings and whatnot. But before I start taking the packaging apart, and yes, I do plan on keeping the packaging because that's how awesome it is, and I never do that. Let's do a quick comparison between this plastic packaging of a bottle of bubbly to a real bottle of bubbly. Yes, this is an actual bottle of Chris Jericho's little bit of the bubbly wine that you could get and drink for yourself. I had some on my birthday. It's not bad. I don't usually drink this stuff, but hey, it was a party. On top is the cap holding in the cork. And here's the label. Here's a close-up of a little bit of the actual bubbly. And here's the back of it. But now, without any further ado, let's pop the cork and see the goodies that are inside. Luckily, I already pre-cut the tape, so now all we have to do is this. So let's put that to the side. And now you can see the bottle of bubbly even better. And right here is the table. And now the main course. Le Champion, Chris Jericho, and all the other accessories, including that AEW Championship. This is going to take me several minutes to pluck out of the plastic, so I will now cut to the future. And here is Chris Jericho and the rest of the accessories out of the packaging. The very awesome, unique, exclusive packaging. But before I continue, I tried my very best to recreate that moment. That's why everything on the table is where it is. But before we take a closer look at Jericho and accessorize him, let's take a closer look at all of these accessories, starting with something else that's first time in the line, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And what a beautiful belt this is. It definitely looks like a Mattel Championship belt, although I do believe these straps, which are exactly or almost exactly like the Mattel ones, do feel a bit more flexible. And here's the back of the belt. I do really love this belt, although the belt like this on TV and in my hand, it looks so weird. To me, I think the plates are too close together. I do prefer it when the plates are more spread out, like this. Although, when the belt is folded up, like so, it actually looks a lot better. It takes the shape more of a traditional belt. But now, let's do some belt comparisons. So here's the AEW Championship with the Attitude Era Championship. This one is so much brighter, but they do scale well together. Here's the NXT Championship. Oh, and here's the back of both. Here's the Winged Eagle Championship. And unfortunately, I don't have the Universal or WWE Championship, but since somehow the women's belts are the same size as the men's, here's the Raw Women's Championship. Next up, something that Jericho is the best at, talking on the microphone. And here is the first ever AEW microphone accessory. Just by looking at it, it looks 100 times better than the ones Mattel makes for WWE. The handle is a lot thinner, which means it could fit into a wrestler's hand easily and come out easily, rather than just forcing it in and warping the hand. Let me show you. Here is a WWE microphone, or in this case NXT, and look how much bigger and thicker that thing is. So here's hoping Mattel learns from these AEW figures and starts rescaling their microphones. Next, the Deli Tray. It's got the crackers, the different types of cheeses, the olives, which can be removed, and the pepperoni and the salami, I think. I'm probably wrong. It's still deli meat. And like in the video, you can take the olives out and have him hold it. This is something they didn't have to do, but glad they did it. Unfortunately, mine has some paint mishaps with the food, but it's relatively minor. Next, the two solo cups. But if they're together, are they really solo? Here they are. They look just like real cups. They're yellow on the outside, white on the inside. And finally, the two little bottles of bubbly in the ice bucket. Here they are. The bucket is silver, not perfectly painted. And inside you can see the ice, and it looks blue. And we have two bottles of bubbly. One still corked, the other one uncorked. And if we take them out, it says they bubbly. It's a green bottle. That label does appear to be coming off, so be careful. The top is wrapped in gold foil, nothing on the back, and it just sits in like so. Same thing with this one. So not only can you use this with your Jericho figure, but if any of your male and female superstars are in the mood, like Mandy and Otis, you can do that. And now, without further ado, the man behind the Bubbly, Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Here is his face, a very good likeness to Jericho. It looks very similar to the printing they do for Mattel figures with their true effects. It's that good. You see Jericho's blue eyes, the pink in the lips, the facial hair. It's better than I expected. Even the hair is better than on most Mattel figures. Lately, a lot of the Mattel figures, the hair is separate from the skull. It looks horrible. He is wearing his little bit of the Bubbly shirt, which he did not wear when he coined this phrase. I know some people might complain, but hey, it's an extra accessory. Who doesn't like extra accessories? Especially for the price you paid for all this and the packaging. But let's remove the shirt and the plastic from his arms, which I heard they do to prevent joint rubbing, which is another thing I hope Mattel takes notes from. Maybe we would get less loose joints on the figures when they come. So here's a closer look at the shirt. It definitely looks like something Mattel would make for the WWE figures, although it does look a little bit better. Even the Velcro looks different, or maybe that's just me. Unfortunately, I don't have any clothing like this available to compare, although I do have the Ultimate Edition's Finn Balor skirt handy. This is definitely softer than this, but I think the quality of this one's better. So here's the Velcro pieces compared to these. Yeah, I think the Velcro pieces are definitely better than these. These look like they can easily be ripped off. These look like they were professionally installed. But now back to Jericho. I know people have complained about the skin tone issue, and I can see it through my phone, but if I'm not looking at my phone, not a problem. And unlike Mattel, Jazzwares was somehow able to get the rights to do all of Jericho's tattoos. None of Mattel's figures had these tattoos, and they are done really, really well. I even think they have more detail than the Mattel ones. Let's do a quick comparison with a wrestler with a lot of tattoos. Here's a basic Taker arm. Now if you look at Taker's arms, you can see some details, but it looks like a lot of scrabble. But when you look at Jericho's arm, you can see all the little details. And of course, there's the Fozzy tattoo on his hand, and these little arrows on his other arm. His wrists are wrapped in black tape. His torso is very similar to a Ultimate Edition figure. And look at that, even his lower torso is highly articulated. Something that you can't do on an Ultimate Edition. And this too. Look how much further he can go than a Ultimate Edition figure like Balor. Here's a better look. Jericho's looking further down than he is. Jericho has double jointed elbows, which I believe all of these figures in the line will have, which means you can do this and pretend you're Pete Dunne, because the actual Pete Dunne figure can't do this. You can also remove the torso from the waist, the hands, and the head, but I'm not going to do it here because it's kind of pointless when I can't swap it with anything. His hair in the back definitely feels a bit softer, which is good, especially when you have to put a shirt or turn his head so it doesn't hinder anything. And his hair is in a ponytail right here, classic Jericho. His long tights have a belt, which is sculpted, and it goes all around. He has his weird fly. Now, unfortunately, this is not sculpted. This is painted. The patterns and everything on his pants are good. Some minor silver paint leaked over here. Knee pads are black. Double jointed knees. The boots look really awesome. They're very different from the traditional ones you see on other wrestling figures. And he does have the rocker ankle pivot that I've only seen on Hasbro figures. Unfortunately, this one's very loose. But other than that, it's a great figure. Love that ratchet joint. Before I wrap up this review, let's do some more comparisons, shall we? Here's Balor again, Ultimate Edition. Here's a basic Undertaker, although that's the wrong head. And here's a regular Elite, Bobby Lashley. These do scale well with the Mattel figures. And look how easily this microphone goes in his hand. There, no problem. Didn't have to force it in. Didn't have to warp his hand. It looks natural. It looks awesome. And you can pull it out very easily. I hate this monstrosity. Not NXT, just that accessory. There is another thing that this belt has in common with the Mattel ones. These rubber bits are still a giant pain in the rear to get through the holes when you have it around a wrestler's waist. On its own, not a problem. Around a wrestler's waist, good luck. It's barely on, but it works. And now you can pose your Jericho figure celebrating becoming the very first AEW champion. You can be accurate to what happened, or you can be like me and have a little fun with it. But that is it, everyone. My very first review of the very first AEW action figure by Jazzwares / Wicked Cool Toys. Also, the very first exclusive of what I just said. Tell me, what do you guys think? And will you be picking up this figure and or other figures of AEW in the future? Let me know in the comments below. But until the next review I do, which unfortunately won't be any more AEW figures for a while, I will see you soon. And now I'm going to celebrate with Jericho a little bit of the bubbly.